Hey guys, today's video will be a review on the Nerf Rebelle Sweet Revenge. So this is one of the new blasters coming out from the Nerf Rebelle line, which I believe is mainly meant for females, since it's of its color scheme, the way it's packaged, in general everything. And of course there's a female using the blaster here. So not really too sure what's the whole idea aimed at, or what kind of what's their target audience, but because Nerf isn't really a feminine kind of hobby, neither is it really a feminine kind of sport in that sense, because because of like the dart tag line or the Nerf tournaments you see coming up, so on and so forth. So anyway, of course, not too sure how this will actually appeal and whether it will actually come out as a success, but I guess time will tell. And so far, the only reason I bought this was because they are still Nerf blasters, and that being said, they are also not released in Singapore, so I definitely had to get my hands on some of them. So yeah, anyway, just to show you a quick review, or rather take a look at the box art, and then I'll be just taking out the box now. Okay guys, just thought that I would highlight the box comes apart from the top side and the other side, and collapses down like this, so you can easily remove your blasters. What it does come with, of course, is the Sweet Revenge blaster, vision gear, 5 streamlined darts with different color schemes, so it'll be like a greenish teal kind of body with a pinkish purple tip, as well as a holster, which all of this they actually call it holster and vision gear. So yep, over here the box is advertising 75 feet. Now onto the review itself. The vision gear that comes with the blaster is pretty much the same as your normal dart tag vision eyewear, just that it does have a little print over here which says Nerf Rebelle. So yeah, just some little art over there, as well as the other side. Lens is of course pink in color, but otherwise the shape, the build, and the rest of it is identical to your dart tag eyewear. Over here what we have is of course the holster itself, which I think is pretty cool. On top of that, the holster also does have a dart holder for 3 darts. So yeah, the holster, good and bad. Good thing is that of course you can actually attach it to a belt loop, or maybe to the top of your pants or your shorts. Downside is that if you are of course running about, because it is structured this way, it may or may not fall out, compared to a secured one at the bottom, whereby you actually use your belt to loop it through. Okay, over here for the holster, there's only one way of inserting it. That is over here. As you can see, there's like a slot which is actually used to fit this area over here. So if the holster is this direction, you can only insert it this way. Good thing is that after you do insert it, it fits very nicely. It's very secure, no wobbles whatsoever, and you can actually feel everything fit in place very well. However, if you do insert it the other way, it's kind of, it does not go in all the way, of course, and it's actually rather loose itself. So yeah, you have to insert it this way. And of course, for the darts itself, up to you whether you want to put it dart up, head up or head down. Doesn't really make much of a difference, but yeah, quite cool in that sense. But over here I don't really foresee myself using this holster. Maybe you guys can let me know what you are currently using for your sidearms, as well as pistols, and maybe wars, or in general how you actually carry them about. Okay, so the Nerf Rebelle Sweet Revenge is slightly different from the Zombie Strike Hammer Shot. There are some actually aesthetic differences over here, as well as in the handle. The Hammer Shot one has some wrapped bandage as well. So other than that, I believe the fire mechanism is almost identical. So most likely there's like just some minor differences in the shell design, and yeah, as a whole. So blaster is actually quite comfortable. It's very small. Let me show you a size comparison to a Night Finder. So it's actually just slightly longer than a Nerf Night Finder. So it's not as big as the Zombie Strike Sledge Fire. And basically the blaster is a pretty straightforward pistol. There is one tactical rail on the top which you can slide on your Nerf accessories. There are no other tactical rails. There is a sling mount which you can attach over here. And since this one does come with a holster, later on I'll show you how it works out. Basically it's a pretty simple prime from the top, as well as fire from the trigger over here. Turret rotates on trigger pull, so like this. Okay, based on my review on the blaster itself, I pretty like everything, and except for the color scheme, of course, pretty gay. And for this priming mechanism, if you are like me and you do have slightly smaller hands as well as a shorter thumb, you will have to sort of shift your grip higher, and actually this prime is actually pretty stiff, I would say. If you are maybe under the age of 10 or so, you may or may not have some issues actually priming this. Of course, I'm way above the age of 10, so no problems for me with priming, but I must say that the prime is actually slightly stiffer than I had expected it to be. But other than that, not much of a major issue, just a matter of getting used to. So yeah, I'll now show you guys a firing demonstration. Okay, just load the blaster in. The good thing about the turret is that it's free to rotate, so you can just use your hands to shift the barrels to make loading easier. And over here there's also, just take note that this will not obstruct your dart, so it's pretty easy to maneuver. Alright, so now I'll just be firing it at my mess of boxes over here. I hope I don't lose my darts. Well, okay, it's quite powerful. Okay, so based on this first time firing this blaster, it's quite fun to use. It does pack a little bit of a punch, probably shooting maybe about 40s to 50s, just based on my estimate. Although the box does advertise 75 feet, that's maybe if you do angle it slightly. And over here, I do quite like this blaster. I bought this for $19.99 from Toys R Us US. So in my opinion, not really worth the price, or rather worth the money. It is actually just another way of actually firing a Maverick or a strong arm, but only it's a little bit slower and tougher to prime, and reloading is also slightly slower because you do have to move about this, whereas the Maverick turret can just come out and rotate with, you know, a little bit more space. So yeah, for the Nerf Sweet Revenge, pretty okay blaster, I mean, if you do have the money to spare. Otherwise, for modding potential as well as the actual efficiency of this blaster, I wouldn't really suggest getting it. Just maybe stick to like a Fire Strike, or of course a Night Finder in general. Yeah, these are of course the best ways to maximize your blaster at the cheapest cost. So yeah, that's my review on the Nerf Sweet Revenge. I hope you guys like it. Maybe you guys want to share your thoughts on the whole Rebelle line itself. I think it's pussy line, or I have no idea what I'm saying. So yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks for watching.